Hey guys, for today's video I'm back on the Ele Kinetic Blast Wander on the previous beta wipe phase, and I just wanted to showcase a bit more of the endgame potential of the build, because at this point I played Fakener for a while and I built up a bit more gear that I didn't have on the Wander. I made a pretty nice wand that you'll be able to see and pause just to check out a bit later. It's very, very close to what you'd be looking for as your end game crit wand for elemental. And as well as some other pieces like my amulet was upgraded to have good weapon elemental damage and crit multi. But there's still a bit of a way to go with level 21 gems, for example. A better amulet, better rings. Can't quite see those gears right now because, yeah, the character's completely wiped. But take my word for it, there's about another 10 to 20% DPS to push out of this build, with the exception of an even better wand. So right now I put on a Vol's Protector 6 link just for the sake of the run of its series, just to see what the DPS is like. With just a regular 6 link using Pierce, I hit 55k DPS, and with replacing Pierce with faster attacks, I hit something like 65k DPS. That's with a GMP Kinetic Blast, and that's scaling entirely off of my Wrath and 2 Heralds worth of damage, as well as maintaining frenzies and power charges. And of course, you don't need the 6 link, that was just for fluff damage. With the 5 link I was using, without a Vol's Protector, I was using the Belly of the Beast at about 4200 life, which is plenty. And how I got to level 88, I had about 47k GMP DPS with 100% PS chance, because I was started to use the PS gem paired with the passives, and 100% PS chance feels like very, very strong DPS for single target and AoE. That said, whether you choose to use faster attacks or Pierce as the gem is going to be kind of up to you. I was mixing and matching between the two. One will probably give you more DPS overall, one might give you a bit of a faster feel for the character, and just a bigger tooltip. So, kind of up to you. Point being here, the character ends up being very strong with a decent set of gear, as crit builds typically do scale up really well, but Kinetic Blaster in particular, right here, gear was not super expensive except for the wand itself, which I just got lucky crafting. And the rest, yeah, it's probably not worth more than a few exalts, which is pretty impressive, the amount of output I end up getting on this build. It's one that I might be playing for the launch event, because it just performed really, really well. The only problem I ended up having is how to deal with Reflect, because my character doesn't use Pact, it doesn't use Life Leech at all. And yeah, I kind of just have to be prepared for it, use a couple of flasks, and not attack into huge Reflect packs too heavily. Because the way I mitigate my Reflect is through acrobatics, it's through evasion, and arrow dancing, which is the former Ondar's Guile, as well as a bit of block. For the most part, it's fine, but once you start hitting the really high DPS numbers, Reflect gets pretty iffy. So that's something I've still yet to figure out fully, but I'm thinking it might have just helped to get a much better evasion shield. That's kind of what I was hoping for, but whether that would be the case or not is to be seen, and I can't really test that out anymore since the character's completely gone, sadly. But yeah, this is just a showcase of how strong just yeah, how strong the character and the DPS you can get on this type of wonder. Because of course you don't have to go this far into the tree for DPS. You can rebuild for a bit more life if you'd like, and you'd still have very successful clear speed and DPS for the character. Um, Especially if you have some lower life, like I did with that Vol's Protector, just for the fun of it. You have to play a bit more carefully, and it's probably a bit less fun overall because of that. You want it to be able to just run around, shoot things, and live a carefree wanding lifestyle. As you can see, I can sustain frenzy charges just by using frenzy without the blood rage. So even when blood rage got a little bit nerfed, it's not a big deal. This was the Ele Kinetic Blaster Wander. I hope you guys have fun on Awakening Live, and I'll see you there.